Prologue. Me. In my next life, I'm gonna go on the prowl. I'll hunt down all the ladies. Request received. Notice the requirements have been met. The unique skill Predator will now evolve into the ultimate skill Gluttonous King Beelzebub. Successful. Me. What? Notice the requirements have been met. The unique skill Great Sage will now evolve into the ultimate skill of Wisdom King Raphael. Successful. Me. Ugh. I must be hearing things. Yes, just my imagination playing tricks on me before I die. Notice the incorporation of a human form has been completed. In addition, a new body has been created to facilitate further additions as deemed necessary by current requirements. Petition to have Master's Lust. Me. Ugh, why am I taking so long to die? Can't life see I'm in pain over here? Request received. Creation of the ultimate skill Lust Queen Aphrodite successful. Me. Won't you shut up, woman? Let a man die in peace. Somewhere in the Great Jura Forest. It is a day like any other for the unsuspecting inhabitants of the Great Forest of Jura. They each go about their business tending to their families, some hunting, whilst others still pray to their guardian deity Valdora. Yes, it is a day like the one before and the one before that. Absolutely nothing to see. Wait. What's that? From the heavens above, an entity with an absurd aura descends from on high in a dazzling yet terrifying bolt of purple. The column of fire stretches into the sky like a pillar, holding up the very tapestry on which the stars themselves are painted, and yet all eyes are focused on the ball of violet that descends within its midst. Box. The world shivers as though God himself has finally returned. All bow in terror to the coming of their creator. The one and only Veldanava has returned. All hail. May his name forever be praised. Yet, even as the dust from his impact rises further and further above the clouds, one cannot help but wonder. Is this our Lord and Creator, or is this something far more sinister? Chapter 1. A New World. Ugh, what the hell happened? Where am I? Opening my eyes reveals the night sky, but even more surprising is the fact that I'm apparently in some sort of forest. I continue staring at my surroundings in confusion for a while, but it isn't long before I remember that I'd just been stabbed. Reaching down, I grasp at the area, but find that I'm perfectly fine. What's more, I'm completely naked, and what the hell's going on? Between my legs, there's nothing immediately recognizable. Have I been turned into a girl or something? Bending over to get a closer look, I'm even more confused when I find that I don't have a vagina either. Me? What the heck? How am I supposed to take a piss now? Hell, how the Master's body doesn't excrete such. Where did that voice come from? Looking around, I find I'm still by myself. My eyes have adjusted somewhat, so it becomes clear that I'm standing in a crater, but still, as I previously thought, there's no one else here. Me? Who said that? Come out and show yourself. Cannot comply. Me? What? Subject cannot leave Master's body and as such cannot comply. So she's inside me? That's insane. How can someone else be inside me? Wait, is this her body and I am the intruder here? Also, what's with the whole Master thing? Wait, I get it. This must be my mind fulfilling my last desires before I truly die by allowing me to live them out in my imagination. Correction. Master has been reincarnated into this world following his death. Me? Huh? Master is a reincarnation. Me? Huh? She goes on to explain further, and from her, I come to understand that this world I've supposedly been reincarnated into is fairly different from my own, but not as much as one would first think. For starters, it is as if it were created by someone from my world. It has all the trademarks of any major fantasy MMO title, and yet it is all very much real, or at least I think it is. She also explains what is going on with my body. Based on my requests whilst dying, I had been given the body of a slime, but to comply with my additional requests, it evolved and was also given a human form that is rather beautiful, but otherwise extremely gender neutral. For one reason or another, I can't change its appearance much, but after seeing my reflection in the nearby lake, I can't say I'm disappointed. I only wish well, can't be helped for now. She also informs me about my abilities, all of which are seemingly called skills and fit into different categories, the strongest of which are ultimate skills. She's one of these ultimate skills and does mention that she's called Raphael, but others include Beelzebub, which she showcased to me in a limited test run, which saw it consume some nearby trees, and another simply known as Aphrodite. The latter, she was rather reluctant to show to me, so I simply left it for now, and instead continued to focus on my other abilities. It takes a while, but eventually, I manage to gain a basic understanding of what I can and cannot do, and I must say I'm rather amazing. My old life might have ended without me gaining anything, but it's all paid off if this is the new me. Me. Raphael. What's wrong, master? Me. I need clothes. Looking around, I find there's still pretty much nothing but greenery around me, with the only break in the green coming from the lake before me. I consider walking back to the crater, but I doubt there's anything of use back there. Raphael? A temporary solution could be achieved by simply imitating the appearance of clothing via your body. That's right. I'm a slime now. That'll take some getting used to. After a few trials and errors, I managed to get something that is at the very least suitable. It's not much, but it'll work for now. Still, I can't help but feel even this simple outfit makes me look even more feminine than I already looked while naked. Sigh. After a few additional touches, I pick a direction and start walking in hopes of coming across other signs of life. So far, I haven't even spotted any insects. It's as though there's nothing in this forest beside me. It takes a while, but eventually, I come to a stop in front of two massive albeit very rusted doors. Judging from the fact that they are located on the side of a large hill, or perhaps it's a small mountain, I figure they must lead to some sort of mining cave, but despite it being clear no one has been here in years, my curiosity gets the better of me, and before long I'm heading inside. Raphael? Notice, there is a powerful entity located within. Me. Is that so? Despite her attempts to warn me, she only succeeds in piquing my curiosity. To make matters worse, she's done nothing but confirm that the only source of life in the immediate vicinity stems from deeper in these caves. Heading deeper in, I come across a couple of monsters here and there, including spiders, snakes, a big lizard, and the like, but other than using a few of them for combat practice, I have Beelzebub consume most of them and have Raphael analyze them, thus giving me access to their abilities. For some, she integrates them into things I already have, whilst, for others, she merely leaves them as is. I don't know how long I've been traversing the cave, but eventually, I come to some steps that are suspended in the air. They lead down into the darkness, but even without Raphael telling me, I can tell they lead to whatever powerful entity she detected. With a smirk, I take the first step. Raphael? This is not me. It's fine. If necessary, I'll leave. Contrary to your belief, I don't plan on dying a second time. She remains silent. Seeing this, I continue walking forward until I enter a large open space. It is illuminated in blue light, but the thing that catches my eye the most is what lies directly before me. Its voice causes the entire cave to rumble, and as it turns ever so slightly, so that one of its eyes is facing me, I can't help but wonder how much the cave can take before it caves in on both of us. Chapter 2. Voldora. You there? Me. The heck do you want? Raior. Me. Is that the best you got? I was trying to be nice given this is the first visit I've had in centuries, but see. Me. Skip the montage and get straight to the point, will you? Do you wish to die, slime? Raphael? Notice. The barrier around the storm dragon Voldora can be broken, thus releasing him. Me. What use would I have for releasing him? Voldora. Hey. How dare you ignore me? Me. Hey, overcooked meat. Do you want to break free? I'm not sure what I said, but he falls silent at that. It's a few seconds before even the tiniest movement can be heard in the cave once more. Voldora. It is impossible. I've been trying to break out for centuries. Me. How did you get locked in here anyway? Voldora goes off on a tale to end all tales, recounting the events that placed him here. He was beaten by a once-in-a-lifetime hero who sealed him away to prevent him from continuing to cause chaos. Why she didn't kill him outright is beyond me, but I suppose that has to do something with whatever restrictions the people controlling her imposed, as he also explains upon learning that I'm not from this world that others have come across as well, but in their case, they're summoned and bound to those who summoned them. Me. Could someone like that also seal me away? Raphael? It is a possibility, yes. In that case, allying with a dragon may not be such a bad idea, after all. Then again, I doubt he'd be willing to do so after how I behaved initially. Well, only one way to find out. Me. Say, what do you think about us teaming up together? Voldora. What? Me. You and I become allies. Voldora. You think I'd ally myself with a lowly slime? Me. You think I'd be comfortable allying myself to a pathetic dragon who lost to a puny human? 12. Voldora. You. Me. We don't have to like it, but we would be stronger together than we would be apart. Voldora. Even so, I'm still stuck inside this barrier. I wouldn't be able to assist. Me. Let me worry about the barrier. Do we have a deal? Voldora. If we are to do this, then we should probably establish names between us. Me. Names? Voldora. Yes. Right now you are a nameless monster, but receiving a name would bestow upon you great power. Me. I see. In that case, I am. Voldora. Rimuru. Me. Huh. Name confirmed. Unnamed demon slime now known as Rimuru. Voldora. Perfect, now you give me one. Me. You already have a name. Voldora. But. Ogre. Me. Fine. He perks up expectantly while I ponder what name to give him. Whatever it is, it'd likely be a family name rather than a first name like my own, given he already has a first name. Still, it'd make sense for it to be on a theme to the rest of his getup, and since he's called the Storm Dragon, then there is only one name that is worthy of being bestowed upon him. Me. Voldora Tempest. Voldora. What? That is the name you chose? Me. You asked me to. Voldora. I love it. Voldora and Rimuru Tempest. The unstoppable duo. The bane of the world's existence. Lightning and thunder. Fire and ash. My. Me. Yes, yes. I'm glad to see you like the name. Name confirmed. Rimuru Tempest. There's that voice again. I guess it means the name has taken effect, but I don't think anything's changed beyond me getting named. Oh well. I mean, I could feel the name being carved into my core, but beyond that, I haven't taken note of the power spike he mentioned. Perhaps I'm too strong for it to take effect? Voldora. What now? Me. An excellent question. Voldora. We still have to find some way to break. Me. Oh, that? I have it under control. Returning to my human form, I press my hands against the barrier. It feels cold to the touch, so much so that it burns hotter than fire, but I still keep my palms against its surface before calling on Beelzebub to devour it all. Without fail, it rips the barrier clear, shattering it into a million pieces before devouring them all. Nothing remains within the cavern besides Voldora and me when it all clears. Me. Done. Voldora. Amazing. I'm finally free. After 300 years, I've been freed. Roar. Voldora the Storm Dragon. No, Voldora Tempest has returned. Mew. His voice all but blasts the very cave out of the mountain it was carved into. It takes all my strength and all the barriers I can muster just to prevent myself from being blown away like a leaf within the strongest hurricane. I'm so focused on simply surviving the powerful onslaught that I don't even realize he's stopped and is focusing on me until I feel myself being scooped up. Opening my eyes, I find myself a few meters away from extremely sharp teeth. Voldora. Most beings would have left me here to rot or tried to take advantage of me, but you have not just kept your word, but in doing so have also proven your strength. I will gladly fight alongside you and together we shall. Me. Try avoiding being buried alive. My shout breaks his focus long enough for him to get a look at our surroundings, an environment collapsing around us due to his prior minor rampage. Voldora. Hold on. Despite his words, he closes his claws around me, encasing me in a protective orb, but one with enough space to see where we're going before he begins making his way back up the way I'd come. He's too big to go through most spaces, but it doesn't stop him from blasting through the rocks, leaving behind us destruction at every turn. Me. Rock. 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 Voldora. Raya. Me. Door. Door. Boom. We burst out into the open just as the last bit of the cave's ceiling caves in. As the dust clouds around us, I feel his claws open enough so that I can stand. Standing up, I do my best to prevent myself from inhaling too much dust, but a roar from Voldora sees all the dust vanish, as though banished into another dimension. Voldora. It's been so long since I've felt the sun on my face. So long since I've heard the bird's song. So long since I've smelled the blossoms of the forest. It's been too long, but I am back. Great Jura Forest. Your protector has returned. Chapter 3. Ogre Village 1. The Dryads wouldn't tell me where we were going. Instead, they merely led us along an undesirable path. One, perhaps the youngest, travels ahead of us presumably to inform those whom we'll soon meet that we are coming, but it could just as easily be a trap. Voldora doesn't seem worried though, so at the very least I can use this time to learn as much about where we are Asking trainee, I find that we are indeed still in the Great Jura Forest and that it is unofficially seen as Voldora's domain. He's effectively a god here, which is surprising, to say the least. After all, he did get beaten by a human, even if he claims it was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of hero. If they'd worshipped the dryads instead, then that'd at least make more sense given how ungodly attractive they are. Merely glancing at their rear as they walk ahead of us is enough to provoke my loins into open rebellion against all rationality within me. Thankfully, or I suppose I should say, unfortunately, I don't have anything to work with. Where my body is concerned, I am neither man nor woman and lack both sexual organs to show for it. Otherwise, I'm certain there'd be a pole sticking out from under my clothes right now, or I'd be drenched wet. Hot damn, these girls are no, I need to focus. There are more important things at hand. Me. So, do these people you're bringing us to also worship Voldora? Trainee. That depends on how you define worship. We're here. Looking in the direction she's pointing in, I find myself staring towards an opening. There, just beyond the tree line, lies a dirt road leading to what is a wooden fence operating as a wall, complete with a gate. As we enter the clearing, however, we are met by a group of humanoids whom Raphael quickly identifies as ogres, and judging by their facial expressions, they aren't pleased to see us. Who dares approach? The red-haired one cuts off as he locks eyes with trainee. They must know each other because their faces all ease upon seeing her. It's either that or they truly trust dryads, but apart from her dazzling looks, I have yet to see a reason to treat trainee as anything but a potential threat. Beside me, Voldora has uncharacteristically remained silent, but when no one moves to continue the conversation, I intervene. Me. I am Rimuru Tempest and this is… Voldora. Voldora Tempest. His voice booms across the opening, leveling a few nearby houses and garnering the full attention of the entire village. They all rush out and I begin preparing for battle, but to my shock, once they all assemble they fall to their knees in reverence. Lord Voldora. Forgive us for not providing you with a proper welcome. Me. Wah. We felt your presence vanish and thought you'd been… They cut off, perhaps out of fear or respect, but as confused as I am, my eyes quickly lock onto a specific ogre. Big butt, bigger breasts, this babe has got it all. I may not have certain parts, but I sure as hell will claim this behemoth of a near-perfect female specimen as my own. If only she were a bit more human-like though, oh well. Beggars can't be choosers. Me. Say, what is the custom for claiming someone here? Air. The group that had initially greeted us seemed dumbfounded by my question, but an older man quickly stepped forward and responded. After identifying himself as the leader of the village, he gives me my answer. Chief. So you wish to take one of our own as your servant, or perhaps you're searching for a wife? Me. Huh? The rest of the people grow restless upon hearing that, but he holds up a hand and they quiet down. Chief. That is what you're asking, yes? So tell me, which one of our young women has caught your fancy? I'm still not sure what his end goal is here, but I decide to play along and point toward the light purple-haired girl from earlier. Everyone seems shocked, but the chief merely laughs before calling her forward. Chief. Best her in battle and she's all yours. All. What? Chief. However, if she defeats you, you will serve our village. Raphael? Master can easily defeat the entire tribe combined. Me. I don't exactly want the entire tribe. Raphael? With the entire tribe under Master's command, no one would dare to challenge his will. Me. Are ogres that strong? Raphael? Ogres are one of the stronger races. However, should they be named by Master, they would evolve into an even stronger race. An interesting proposition, and it'd be like killing 3 birds with 1 stone. Not only would I get my prize, but I'd also get my pick of all the other females within the village as well. I'd also gain a small army of followers to help protect me against that hero who took down Voldora, should she still be around, along with anyone else who tries to attack me. I'd also win a place to call home for both Voldora and me. Me. In that case, let's make this interesting. The chief eyes me warily as I prepare my counter-offer. Me. If you win, you get the support of both Voldora and me for 10 years. Voldora. What? Me. If I win, however, your people will serve me. Chief. Haha. Are you challenging the entire ogre tribe? Rather than respond, I arm myself with a newly minted sword just made by Raphael. As it appears in my hand, it glows a mixture of bright colors, but despite it, the ogres all prepare to fight. Chief. So you're being serious then? Trainee. The dryads shall oversee this fight. Chief. Well, then attack. All at once, they all charge forward and I'm forced to dart backwards to avoid being engulfed by flames. Of everyone, the one that attacks me the most is the one I'd claimed for myself. It's as if she brings the full fury of hell itself to bear against me, but try as she might, I easily evade her strikes. Die. Two red-haired ogres swing after my head, but both fail to strike true as I dip down before kicking both in their shin. The two stumble, but even as they struggle to recover, an older man appears behind me swinging for my head. I didn't even sense his approach and barely managed to shift my head out of the way before his sword sailed by taking my right arm off in the process. Me. They're strong. Raphael? Recommending the use of ultimate skill. Me. No. Let's do this properly. Raphael? Recommending I handle the battle. Me. You mean take over? Very well. Using control particles, I force the very air surrounding me away, causing the pressure to push those close to me to an acceptable distance. Walking over to my hand, I take it up and quickly absorb it back into my body before regrowing the missing limb. Once done, I hand over control to Raphael, who immediately uses shadow motion to appear behind the chief, who she knocks unconscious before vanishing inside his shadow once more. The ogres glance around for me, but fail to find me before I appear behind the girl I'd claimed and knock her out as well. With the two most important beings in regards to the terms of the fight already disabled, Raphael makes quick work of everyone else by taking a branch from a nearby tree and wielding it as a weapon instead of the sword I was using prior. This way, she can beat everyone into submission without slicing them clean in half, and as a result, it isn't long before the rest of the clan is flat on their behinds, covered in bruises but otherwise unharmed. The only ones left are the red-haired ones from before and a pink-haired magic caster whom the Turi deeds have gone to great lengths to protect. Me. If you surrender now, no harm needs come of her. It'd be a shame to wound such a beauty. Both snarl at my comment, and the one on the right attacks me soon after with something he calls Ogre Flame. Given my immunity to fire, it does nothing, but it doesn't prevent the other from trying something similar. When they fail as well, I smirk at them before pointing at each other and asking their names. We don't have names. Right? Raphael did explain that when she'd suggested that I force them all into submission and name them to make them stronger. It was a foolish question from the very beginning since I already knew the answer. Me. Let's finish this. As I prepare to give one final attack, the others begin waking and for a second I think they'll all gang up on me again, but they surprisingly stand aside. I'm surprised that they're this honorable, and it makes me reconsider my original stance against their people. However, a battle is a battle and honor or none, this one demands a victor. Me. Come at me. They charge at me, but the attack is futile. I don't even attempt to defend, merely swinging the branch in a single broad stroke. They try blocking with their sword, but the brute force of the impact sends them flying. Turning to the girl, I find her eyes filled with fear, and as I make my way over to her, it is as though she's screaming at her feet to run, but they fail to comply. Smiling, I reach forward and cup her cheek with my hand before whispering, so that she's the only one who hears. Me. It's okay. I won't hurt you. The Turi deeds scream as they charge to rescue her, but it is over. Me. Sleep.